911, location of emergency.
Yes, ma'am. Someone just knocked on my door. He's here at my door right now, and he wanted me to call 911 because he said he just murdered someone.
Okay, and he's there right now?
Yes, ma'am, and I'm scared.
And he said he murdered someone?
Yes.
Okay, is there any way that maybe I can speak to him?
Would you like to talk to 911 on the phone?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, sir?
Oh, as I said, I've murdered someone, actually.
That was an early evening when a boy decided to take his own life. However, something strange and awful happened that evening, which changed everything into a horrifying and shocking event that I had never witnessed so much sickness before. Have you ever wondered how serial killers come into existence? What turns an innocent child into a serial killer? If this question have crossed your mind, I must tell you that by the end of this case, you will have your answers. And if you've been searching for the fresh story with some strange twist, I must say, this video is for you. Because this is a disturbing case of Kevin Davis. In March 2014, emergency service received a call from an 18-year-old Kevin Jezreel Davis. He wasn't actually calling from his own mobile or his home phone. In fact, he was using the phone of a couple in Webster, Texas, and admitted that he had killed someone. After a while, the police arrived, picked up Davis, and brought him in for questioning. Around 10 a.m. that day, the police somehow managed to find the victim's apartment based on Kevin's statements. When they arrived at the victim's apartment, they had no idea what they were going to see behind that apartment door. What they found on that bloodbath would not only horrify them, but it would also wave a tale so tragic and so unbelievable that it would seem like it doesn't belong in this reality. Something strange out of a horror movie. Besides the blood stains on the wall and the deadly silence that enveloped the scene, there was a hallway adorned with happy family photos and the blood tracks which gave the impression that the murderer had dragged the victim's body down to the hallway. In addition to that eerie and spooky hallway which undoubtedly led to the victim's body, there was also a blood-soaked couch in the living room. Next to it, there were some of the victim's blood-stained clothes laid in a pile. In no time, they found the victims in one of the bedrooms at the end of the hallway in the horrible condition. She was on the bed and naked in an awful position. You tell me why she had to be naked? When the police asked this question, they instantly realized that it was not just a typical murder. It was also a sexual assault case. She had 18 lacerations to the head, and the awful part was everyone at the scene can literally look at her and see her brain matter that actually viewed through her shattered skull. On the carpet was a hammer, also covered in blood. But that wasn't the only weapon found at the scene. Police also discovered a knife. But who was the killer? What motivated the murder? If these questions have crossed your mind so far, then you must stay with me because I told you the answer in the following. And I must say, you need to prepare yourself because the answer to your question are bizarre and devilish. We all know that Kevin Davis, also known as murderer, called the police and confessed that he had killed someone. The shocking fact is that the victim was his own mother. Yes, Kevin Davis killed his mother in a shocking and horrifying act of cold-blooded murder. Now, let's hear his own words.
Start at the beginning, man. What caused all this?
Well, the very beginning, I asked my mother for permission to die, or rather kind of commit suicide, the sort of beating around the bush sort of thing. Because, well, that doesn't really matter why I wanted to kill myself.
Sure it does. Tell us.
I'm bored with life. I don't like life. I don't like people. I don't like living it, basically. There's really anything depressing about it. It just is what it is. And so, I wrote the note. I did.
When did you write the note?
Around 6-ish, 7-ish.
Today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
That's in the afternoon or morning?
Afternoon.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then,
She get upset with you?
well, no, actually. I mulled it over. And then, on a whim, actually, I turned it over, wrote a plan to kill both my mother and my sister, quite frankly, because that's always been a thing of mine. I'm a bit of a pervert.
Is it like a fantasy thing?
It is, actually. So, that didn't happen. The best laid plans never work out, apparently, or at least the ones scribbled on a piece of paper.
Meanwhile, when Kevin gave his statements, the police searched Kimberly's house. They found out the murderer had not only left evidence of the brutal attack, but had also left 300 threatening notes for the people who lived inside the home. But the strangest letter among all the threatening letters and escape plans after killing his mother and his sister was this letter. Chase me. Sorry for the mess. And the interesting part is that all the scenarios of killing his mother, even buying the hammer, was premeditated in his mind before writing the letters.
How long have you had this thoughts in your brain?
It's around my preteens, actually.
But let's go back to the time of the murder. What exactly happened? And why, during the police investigation, was the bathroom wet? As if the killer had tried to conceal more evidence.
My sister's going to come pick me up now, like in a few minutes, go live with her, and that's when I said it's time to act, now or never.
I see.
Before we discuss what exactly happened at the time and what Kimberly did in her last moments, if you've been enjoying the video up to this point, please like it to show your support.
I tried to strangle her with a cord, a ripped cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work,
Where was this at? You thought it was stranger?
She was sitting on the couch watching TV.
Okay.
That didn't work out too well. She started screaming, and so I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and, well, you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
So you hit her with a hammer when she was sitting in the sofa in the living room?
No, first I tried to strangle her, and that didn't work. She grabbed the cord, so I raced back into her room, grabbed the hammer, came back out, and then did it.
You probably think everything is finished by now, but I must tell you, no. Welcome to the horrifying start of... This is where I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's darker than your darkest nightmares. After Kevin attempted to strangle and kill her with the multiple hammer blows, what do you think happened next? Is Kevin going to stop? No. Kevin delivers about 20 blows to his mother's head with a hammer, to the point where his mother's skull shattered and revealing her brain matter. However, Kimberly was still alive. He said at this point she's snoring like a baby, but we all know when somebody's snoring like a baby after having serious head injuries, that's not snoring, it's dying.
How many
How
times?
many times you with him in the living room?
At least 20, but then I kind of wormed my hands into her brains to kind of just cut it. She was still snoring.
Okay. And then what did you do after that?
But this alone was not enough and did not stop Kevin.
Lost my virginity to a corpse.
So, that's the reason why police found Kimberly's body under the awful position and also found her clothes next to couch and bed. Even the reason the bathroom was wet was that Kevin had tried to wash himself after committing his heinous act, not because he felt guilty and wanted to cleanse his sins. No, but because he simply felt physically dirty and washed himself and needed to put on a new pair of pants. In some point, he goes on to explain why he wanted to kill his mother. He said, "It wasn't just because I wanted to kill her. I didn't just want to end her life. I actually had these plans for her body." We all know serial killers, whether it's their first kill or their last kill, they've been living in fantasy for a very long time.
I'd always loved my mother, I guess in the wrong sort of way, but a kind of love, I guess. Maybe some rage. Maybe just a little. But
In a Freudian style?
Freudian? I kind of get where you're coming from. Sure, why not? Yeah.
Alright.
However, here three main questions remained unanswered. The first question is, what was the motive? Secondly, why did he turn himself in, or why did he leave the chase me note? And the final question is, if he hadn't turned himself in, would he have become a serial killer?
If I was to ask you, what did you do to deserve this, what would you answer?
Absolutely nothing. I'm a
Terrible
cruel,
person.
disgusting person.
In response to why he left that note and in why the police to search and find it, even though he has turned himself in, let's see what he has said himself.
Alright. And then there's a second note in your mom's bedroom. What did that one say? Do you remember?
Shakes me.
Was that addressed to the police or to who?
I was in a very playful mood at the time.
Okay.
I just wanted to run. I just wanted to see how far I could get. But
Yeah.
And in answer to why he turned himself in,
initially my plan was just to run as far as I can, but then I ended up crying my eyes out in like the thick woods, like, what did I do? And I realized, you don't know what you lost till you've already lost it. And so I knew that my life wasn't going to go anywhere, not anymore, so I just kind of gave it up midway.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's decision to escape and kill his mother was likely due to adrenaline. After he's done and his adrenaline levels subsided, he realized what he had done and that he didn't have a real plan for what would come next. The sentence he used, "And I realized, you don't know what you lost until you've already lost it," is not based on emotional loss, but rather the financial dependency he had on his mother and the home she provided for him. Suddenly, he realized living with her is not so bad. And the last but not least, if he hadn't turned himself in, would he have become a serial killer? What do you think? Does Kevin have the potential to be a serial killer? If you believe so, please write your opinion in the comments. What he's about to disclose to them takes his sickness to another level.
I came here to pay for my crime, so I guess I should continue with the truth. Truthfully,
Yes, definitely.
I would kill again.
How about us? You think you want to kill us?
Oh, no, rather, men aren't my thing, actually.
Women.
Yeah.
After Kevin's confession, he was arrested, and a trial was held at the first opportunity. In court, based on the jury's verdict, he was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. In fact, Kevin's mental health was not discussed during the trial, but later a psychological evaluation was conducted to address this issue. Currently, Kevin resides in the John Montfort Psychiatric Institute in Lubbock, Texas. At the end, can you imagine anything more senseless than a mother being killed by her own child without any reason? But let's face the truth. It's this twist of love that transforms into hatred and insanity, driving someone to commit the unimaginable. A love triangle that pushes people to the brink of madness. Did they kill each other?
You have to kill her.
This isn't just a story. The next video holds the horrifying truth. A tale so horrifying that you won't believe your eyes. Don't miss out.